Welcome back to Cooking with Tris, real food for real people. Today, in the second of our videos on meat, we're going to be cooking some amazing barbecue chicken. And to serve with that, we're going to be making some stupendous rice and peas. Now, this is a dish that ideally we should be cooking on the barbecue over some hot coals. However, it's the middle of January, everything's covered in snow, so the chances of me getting out the barbecue are pretty remote. Don't worry though, we can do just as good a job here in the kitchen, putting the chicken under a fiery hot grill. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. I think you're going to love it. For this dish, I am using the whole leg of chicken. So that's the thigh and the kind of drumstick together. The reason for that is that this cut is just so full of flavour. It's this amazing combination of white meat and dark meat. It just really packs a punch, and I think it just works really well being cooked under really high heat. Something like chicken breast is a little bit too delicate for this, so this is the cut that you want to go for. I've asked the guy behind the meat counter to take the bone out for me. By doing that, it's just going to make it a lot easier and quicker to cook, and trust me, it's well worth it. Okay, to go along with that, we're going to be doing my take on rice and peas. It's the classic Caribbean dish. I know countries across the Caribbean have different takes on it. It's essentially a rice dish that we're going to be flavouring with coconut, spices and thyme. I've been told for it to be completely authentic, you should use gungo peas or pigeon peas. Unfortunately, I couldn't find those, so I'm going to be using some kidney beans. I know that's used quite a lot by people, so it should work here. If you've not tried it before, I think you're going to really like it. I've got to say, it's one of my absolute favourite rice dishes. Okay, so what we're going to need, we've got the chicken here. That's how it looks. As I say, deboned, ready to go. With that chicken, we're going to be using a dry rub. Reason for that is that I really just want to really emphasise the flavour of the chicken. It's packed full of flavour, so I just want something just to bring that out and add a little something special here. So I'm just using my my great, amazing barbecue spice rub, and to go with that, I'm going to add some salt and pepper. You can add whatever you want there. If you want to make it really spicy, chuck in loads of chili powder, anything you want really. Any spices will do, but as I say, we're going to try and keep it dry. And then for the rice and peas, I've got 450 grams of cold, already cooked rice. Any rice will do. I've got a bit of brown rice here, going a bit healthy for some reason. So that's one ingredient. I've got a can of kidney beans. There's 250 grams in there. For the coconut, I'm going to be using this cream coconut. So it's like in a block, and we're just going to crumble that up and put it in there. I've got some dried thyme. And again, in there, we're going to add a bit of my barbecue spice rub, just to add those extra spices in there. In terms of seasoning, I'm just going to use a bit of salt and pepper, and then some soy sauce. Okay, so first things first, we're going to need to get this chicken marinated. The way I like to do this is basically get yourself a freeze bag, drop the chicken in there, like so, both bits, and then get your spice rub or whatever spices you got. I'm going to put in a couple of teaspoons in here, like so. Just sort of sprinkle them in. Be quite generous with it, like so. I'm going to add my salt, my pepper even. Always get those two mixed up. And salt. So just put it in like that. Then tie it up, far up to the top as you can go, so the chicken's got a bit of room in the bag. Just like so. And then, just give it a real shake. Shake it up and try and coat the chicken as much as you can with all those spices. Have a look, see how it's looking, and then just move it around. This just saves you having to handle the chicken so much. Makes it a bit easier, and it's a really good way of getting that flavour in there. So that's that done, like so. Basically, all you're going to do now is put that in the fridge for a couple of hours to marinate. You can leave it overnight if you wanted to, but 2 hours will be fine. Just enough time to allow that flavour to really absorb in there. So I'll be back in a couple of hours' time, and we're going to get everything together. I'll see you in a bit. Okay then, we are ready to cook. Just got the chicken out of the fridge. It's been marinating in there for about 2 hours now. So just put that on a baking tray, covered in tin foil, and that's going to go under the grill in just a moment. But what we're going to do first of all is the rice and peas. So what you're going to need for this is a big wok like this, or a big old saucepan. Biggest one you've got is the best. And I've just got some oil in there, which I'm heating up till it's kind of sizzling hot, and then we're going to get going. I've got all my ingredients here. As I say, this isn't authentic. This is my take on the Caribbean classic, kind of done my way. I know a lot of people may take a bit of umbrage with the using the cream coconut, but for me, I think using that just adds this kind of real massive boost of flavour. I know a lot of people used coconut milk and this kind of thing, but for me, this kind of works. It's just nice and easy. As I say that, I can smell the oil is sizzling hot. And so what I'm going to do first of all, I'm going to take my barbecue spice mix. I've got about 2 teaspoons full of it here, and I'm just going to drop that straight into the oil, and that's really going to sizzle away like that. And next, just going to give that a chance to cook in a little bit, and then next, straight in with our coconut, cream coconut. So I've got about 50 grams of cream coconut there, and I'm just going to move that around a bit, just got some chunks. You can grate it in there, but I just tend to put it into chunks like this. It's just as good. Just going to let that sort of melt away for a few minutes and do its thing, and then when that is doing that, I'm just going to add our kidney beans. Really move these around in the pan. I want them to pick up as much of that coconut as possible and really cook them just like that. The smell is absolutely amazing. When these are pretty well covered, simply going to add our rice. This is so quick and easy. I love this. I mean, literally, the chicken just goes under the grill and the rice is made in just the one pot like this. Just going to stir this around, make sure all the rice is well covered, like so, which it is. So really give it a good cover, and then I'm going to turn down the heat right down to like 1, so it's really low. I'm just going to put a load of this thyme in. Now look, thyme really adds an amazing flavour to this. You can add some spring onions if you want. I was going to do that today, but unfortunately I forgot to pick them up. at the supermarket. So this would be the point if you're going to add them to do that. But if you forget, like me, don't worry about it. It's all fine. And then that is all good. The great thing with this now, it's just going to sit here while we make the chicken. I'm just going to add a little bit of soy sauce just over the top. And then we are going to cover it over with a bit of tin foil like this. And then I'm just going to grab a plate and drop that on top. That's going to keep all the moisture in there, and it's just going to quite happily sit away, do its thing while the chicken's being done. As I say, I'm keeping it really basic today. Just showing you how to make the chicken and the rice. If you want to make some sides to go with it, I can highly recommend making or serving it with homemade coleslaw or roast plantain. But today, for simplicity's sake, I'm just showing you the basics. So that's it. So the rice, it's happily sitting there. It's going to do its thing. I'm just going to grab the chicken now. And this is to go under the grill. The grill's been on for as long as the rice has been cooking, so a good 5 odd minutes. I've got the chicken skin side down because I want to cook that side first because I want to keep the skin really crispy. If we cook the skin side up first, it'd go really crispy, then we flip it over to cook this side. All those juices are going to go through and make the skin a bit, not crispy, a bit soggy almost. So this way around, I've got the shelf in the oven, just set down slightly lower than the top one, just to give it a little bit more sort of space, as it were, to cook. And I'm going to put this in the grill and leave it there for about 6 minutes. After about 6 minutes, I'm going to flip it over and we're going to crisp up the other side. It's going to be absolutely wonderful. Those spices have really done their job and it's going to really plump up. So this is going to go under the grill and I'll see you back in 6 minutes. Okay, as you can see, we've just got the chicken, as I say, on the shelf that's slightly lower down, and under the grill there, the grill is on absolute max and it's cooking that away. I'm going to pull that out in a couple of minutes. We'll take a look how it's doing and then flip it over. If at any point you think that it needs turning around, just go for it. Okay, so the chicken has been under the grill for about 6 minutes on this side now. You can see how it's really plumped up and it's looking great. Really happy with that. It smells amazing. What I'm going to do is just flip it over and we are just going to do it, or cook it, I should say, on this side, and you're going to see this skin really crisp up, and that's just what we're looking for. So it's going to go back under the grill for another 6 minutes on this side. We're back under the grill, and as you can see, that chicken skin is really crisping up. It's looking absolutely awesome. I'm really happy with that. And that is 6 minutes later. Here it is. The chicken is perfectly cooked. It's looking absolutely amazing. Really just plumped up, cooked all the way through. The skin is fantastic and crispy. And what I'm going to do now is this is going to need some time to rest. So I'm just going to drop the pieces onto some tin foil there. Let's get rid of that. I'm going to wrap this up like so. Just going to put that to one side, and that's going to need to rest for about 6 minutes. I mean, it could rest up to about 10-12 minutes if you want to. Just gives you a chance to sort everything out, so have a sit down, clean up, and we'll be back with that, as I say, in another 6 minutes, say. Okay, so the chicken has been resting for about 5 minutes now, so it's got another couple of minutes to go. But what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to really supercharge the flavour of this rice by pouring all the juices, and there'll be plenty from this chicken over it. So just take the tin foil, make it into a little spout at the end here, and just pour away. And all those juices, just let them out, put them on the rice like so, put that back, let that continue to rest, and then stir this round, and this rice is looking absolutely fantastic. I'm just going to give it a taste, check the flavour. That is so good. It's just going to need a bit of pepper and just a touch of salt. I realised there's only 2 of us and I've made an absolutely massive amount of rice, but I kind of did that on purpose because I've got to tell you, I love this rice so much and it is great the next day. I mean, we're going to eat a ton of it now, trust me, but tomorrow I'm going to be getting stuck into those leftovers, and yeah, it's not going to last another day. So just going to let that chicken rest now, and then going to get the plates ready. We're going to plate up, and then we're ready to eat. I can't wait. And here it is, perfect barbecue chicken and my take on rice and peas. I've got some Beijing hot sauce and some mayonnaise there, which will be absolutely fantastic. I cannot wait to eat this. Perfect. The chicken is really plump. The skin is really nice and crispy. Tastes amazing. You have to try this. You'll love it. And the rice and peas. Really taste the coconut, really taste the thyme. They are perfect as well. Hope you enjoyed the video. I absolutely love making it. I'll see you soon for more Cooking with Tris. Real food for real people. Take care. See you soon.